Have you ever really stopped to think about how your mind gets built? Today, we're getting into a really powerful idea from William Walker Atkinson, the actual art and science of mind building. It's a journey that touches on one of the most fundamental questions we can ask ourselves.
Okay, let's just jump right into this. Because here's the truth. You're building your mind every single day, whether you mean to or not. It's happening right now. So the real question isn't if you're building it, but how. Are you the one consciously drawing the blueprints, or is your inner world kind of being slapped together by old habits and whatever suggestions you hear on a daily basis?
So in this explainer, we're going to map this whole thing out. We'll start by looking at the two different ways our minds operate. Then, we'll zero in on the true ruler inside you. We'll talk about how to actually govern your own mental kingdom, see what that looks like in real life, and wrap up with a simple practice you can start using today.
All right, first things first. We need to understand the machinery we're working with. See, your mind isn't just one big, monolithic thing. It really operates in two very different modes. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. On one hand, you've got the conscious mode. Think of this as the active function. It's that fresh spark of your will. It's what creates, what decides, what directs. But then there's the unconscious mode. This is the passive one. It's basically running on autopilot, just carrying out old orders from past thoughts, ingrained habits, and suggestions from everything around you. And let's be honest, for most of us, most of the time, this passive function is the one running the show.
So, if the passive mind is just running on autopilot, who's supposed to be flying the plane? Well, that question brings us to probably the most important concept in all of self-mastery.
This right here, this is the real game changer. The sovereign I, or what some call the real self, is your true center. It's not your fleeting emotions. It's not your old habits. Those things often feel like you, but they aren't. The real you is the part that can observe your anger without being your anger. It's the calm center of the storm, the seat of your will, the director of the whole show.
Okay, to make this idea really click, let's use a powerful metaphor that's been around forever. From ancient philosophy right up to today, the idea of your mind as your own personal kingdom.
This question really gets to the heart of it all. I mean, your mental kingdom is just teeming with subjects, right? You've got fear, worry, anger, jealousy, all these desires. And for a lot of us, these subjects have basically staged a coup, and now they're running the kingdom into the ground. The goal of mind building isn't to destroy these impulses. You can't. The goal is to train them, to turn them from chaotic rulers back into obedient servants.
So, the most crucial point is that this work is an inside job. It's this internal battle between what we're calling the real self and the lesser self. And the lesser self isn't some evil monster, it's just that collection of unruly impulses that's been allowed to run wild. Mind building is simply the process of the sovereign I calmly taking its rightful place back on the throne and restoring order.
Okay, that's the theory. Sounds pretty good, right? But what does this actually look like in the real world, day to day? Let's break it down.
Think about your workday. You know that magnetic pull to just scroll on your phone or check email for the 10th time instead of digging into that big, tough project? Well, that's your passive mind, just looking for the easy way out. The sovereign I is the part of you that sees that pull, that feels it, and then makes a quiet, conscious choice to stay focused anyway. It's the part that pushes through something difficult, not because it feels good, but because it's been chosen.
And in our relationships, oh, this is absolutely transformative. We've all been there, that hot flash of anger, that sharp spike of jealousy. It's an impulse from the lesser self just screaming to take the wheel. But what happens when you assert your I? You create a little bit of space, a tiny pause between what happens and how you react. And in that little gap, you get to choose. Are you going to run on autopilot? Or are you going to consciously choose a better way?
This perfectly illustrates the engine behind all habit change. Think of your will like a muscle. Every single time you consciously choose a new action over an old automatic one, resisting that snack, doing that workout, picking up a book instead of the remote, you're doing one rep. You are literally strengthening the sovereignty of your I, making it just a little bit easier to make that same good choice next time. So, let's bring all this home with a simple, practical exercise you can use the very next moment you feel one of those unruly impulses trying to take over. All right, let's walk through this. The next time you feel that surge, anger, fear, worry, whatever it is, step 1, just pause. Don't act. Just freeze for a second. Step 2, recognize it. See it for what it is. It's a rebellious subject, not the king. It's a part of you, but it's not the boss of you. Step 3 is the magic moment. Mentally, you just assert yourself. You remind yourself, I am the ruler here.
And then, from that place of quiet authority, step 4, you consciously choose how you're going to respond. This is it. This is how you take back your throne, one moment at a time.
We've covered a lot of ground today. We've gone all the way from understanding that unconscious architect that's usually running our lives on autopilot to discovering the conscious sovereign that's waiting within us, ready to build a mind by design.
And really, that's the timeless message here. The greatest, most important project you will ever work on is establishing order within your own mental kingdom. The journey from being a slave to your impulses to becoming the master of your mind, well, that's the most empowering journey there is. It's not about being perfect. It's just about the constant, deliberate practice of reclaiming your inner authority. So the real question I'll leave you with is this. What would change for you, starting today, if you truly decided to rule your inner kingdom instead of letting it rule you? Now, if you want to continue on this path, our next explainer builds directly on these ideas. You can also find the full Masters of Mind playlist linked for you. Thanks for watching.